Dex, there was a caller who almost said exactly this, that if they stopped to the public crowd, if they stopped selling guns to the civilians, that they would probably pick up a contract and that they would be pressured into it. Now, this is big news for any gun owner. A lot of people are pissed off about this stuff. It's all about this general kind of umbrella of gun control, and it is that Colt suspends production of AR-15 for civilian markets. It says out of West Hartford, gun maker Colt is suspending its production of rifles for the civilian market, including the popular AR-15. It says the company said it will focus instead on fulfilling contracts with military and police customers for rifles. Quote, the fact of the matter is that over the last few years, the market for modern sporting rifles has experienced significant excess manufacturing capacity. Colt's chief executive, Dennis Villa, said in a written statement, given this level of manufacturing capacity, we believe there is adequate supply for modern sporting rifles for the foreseeable future. So they're basically saying there's enough out there that they do not need to make anymore. That's a bunch of BS. What I do wonder, though, is how did they end up paying them what they would have lost in sales? Did they end up giving them a huge chunk of cash to do this, or is there some sort of future incentive? It sounds like they might have gotten maybe a contract we don't know about yet. Maybe they told them, hey, down the street, 2 months from now when it's all cooled over, we'll give you a government contract, and I bet you, Dex, what do you want to bet that they are going to come out with some huge Colt contract and they're going to be, giving them some order for multi-million dollars, whatever it is. Probably.
Absolutely, Adam. It's funny. We actually reported on this without it being in the mainstream. We had intel, we had information about what was going on. This was exactly 7 days ago. So a week ago, we had talked about this shift that Colt was going to do. And now here it is in the mainstream. And we talked about it. It looks, the writing's on the wall. It's probably a big military contract that they're going to focus on and doing that. And something is pushing them to reduce what they're doing for civilians or actually eliminate what they're doing for civilians. Yes.
Well, now that I think about it, Dex, there was a caller who almost said exactly this, that if they stopped to the public crowd, if they stopped selling guns to the civilians, that they would probably pick up a contract and that they would be pressured into it. And of course, here we are 7 days later, and it happened. And they are saying that they're going to be able to, pick up some contracts, focus on their military contracts, which means they're focusing there because there's a whole lot of money coming their way from the governments. That means the majority of the government, if they're able to stop a huge corporate gun maker like that, that means there was some big money involved, which is pretty nuts. It says FBI statistics show more than 2.3 million people applied for background checks to purchase guns in August, up from just 1.8 million in July. Those applications, it says, the best available statistic from tracking gun sales has been rising steadily, with a slight decline after DT was elected president in 2016, something they call the term slump. That's pretty good. And it says gun sales usually go up when guy buyers feel their access to such weapons are being threatened, Winkler said. Now, that is something that I've heard personally from friends and family. I know that some of you have as well. I know that some of you have actually reached out and said, I have just purchased this many. I've purchased this many. I'm doing it before they take the rights away, period. People are talking about burying their weapons. Like, this is for real. Like, people are actually burying their weapons in their yards. That's the point that we've gotten to. And it just kind of makes you think of a dystopian future where they're raiding your house looking for any kind of weapon, and you've got everybody huddled up in the corner holding their family. And of course, they're thinking about the weapons stashed in their yard. Like, this is nuts. If you want to help support us, you can do so by actually protecting yourself. You can do that with an EMP shield. Here's the thing. When you hear people like Andrew come on and this and that, and it almost sounds like some people know what's going to happen. I hope that more people get these, especially now that they have a partnership with Klarna. What this is a device that can actually ground the signal on an EMP or basically a coronal mass ejection. So even if it's natural from the sun or from a solar flare, this grounds the signal before it fries all of your devices. There's different models for all different things. So if you have a generator that you depend on, if your power does go off, you should have one of these installed. These are being handmade in Kansas at the time being. So these are really high quality products. You can get one for your vehicle. If you think about it, if you cannot bug out to your bug out location, then what's the point? With us, you actually get, right now they're doing $100 off on the home EMP device, which is the most common. Even with the home one, you have 100% guarantee against lightning. So if you are somewhere like Florida, the lightning capital of the world, this is something that will save you from paying $1,500 in fees on your deductible on your house. Again, you can go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. That helps us keep this broadcast growing and helping us bring more people on.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to marfooglenews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.